Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching, much appreciated. So today what we're going to be doing is a fun little project, and that is a password generator done with straight up vanilla JavaScript. Uh, you know, it's a good way to sort of practice with your algorithms and how to take a problem and solve it using code and functions and all that. So if that sounds good, please first take a moment to subscribe. I do videos on basic web and mobile application coding. And if that sounds good, please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notified when I come out with a video. And if this video helps you in any way, please leave a like with the thumbs up button. And also, if you have any follow-up questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you. So without further ado, let's get started. First, let me quickly go over everything I have here. So I have VS Code open, and I have a folder called passgen, or password generator. I have an index.html file, which I got this boilerplate by simply typing HTML and selecting the HTML5, and it gives you a boilerplate. And then I just changed this password generator. I also have a main.js file where all of our JavaScript, or at least most of our JavaScript, will go. Just give you a quick thing there. And I have a styles.css file, and I'm going to do this just to see if it works. I'm going to be doing a little bit of CSS just to make it a little nicer for you guys. So you could do this project if you wanted to. It does come in handy. I've used it a couple of times to generate a password for myself. It actually comes in pretty handy. Seems like a real simple project, but it does come in handy. The other thing that I'm using on VS Code is this live server that I installed, and that allows me to run by right-clicking and click this. It'll say start live server, and then it'll start it up on a on your default browser, and then with live reload. So if I save it, actually let me shrink this up, go back to my files, close it. I should have done this before I started, but still, just so you guys can see a little bit better here. And as you can see, it already changed the text after I typed hello and hit save. It automatically reloaded it, right? So if I come over here in hello world and I hit save, as you can see, it automatically reloads the page, which is nice. The other thing I'm going to do is come to Bootstrap, getbootstrap.com, and I am going to just use this just to spice things up a little bit, make it a little nicer. And as soon as I save that, you'll see the text kind of changes and all that. Okay, so let's get started. Let me close this up just a little bit more. There we go, so you can see. So I'm in the index.html thing, and file. And the first thing we're going to do is just create our basic div, our main wrap, and then we're going to actually create an input field and a button to generate the to generate and then display our randomly generated password. This is going to generate a series of random characters that can be any length you want. I'm going to do 16, and it just gives you a nice secure password, and I'll even show you how to test it at the end, hopefully, if we have time. So let's get started. We're going to create a div. We're going to call this main, whoops, sorry, not capital, main wrap. And I have Emmet installed, which allows me to do div dot whatever, and it'll automatically apply the class. I'm going to put an H3 and say password gen, only because I can't remember how to spell generator. So we're going to do another div And this is going to be have a class of form group, because that is a Bootstrap basic class to create a form. Okay, and inside of there we're going to do an input, and with Emmet, instead of doing a class which would be dot, I'm going to do the colon, and it's going to be a text. It's going to be a type of text. Don't need the name, don't need an ID. Let's see. You know what? Yeah, sorry, we do need an ID. We'll call this password div. Very creative. Your variables and IDs and class names should all be self-explanatory. Let's give it a class. Class of a Bootstrap class of form control, just to give it a little more flavor, and space so we can add another class. And we're going to say margin bottom 4, just to push it down a bit. Next we're going to create a button. Okay, so we're going to do button with a class of btn for Bootstrap, and btn, as you can see, if you want more than one class, you just separate it by another period. We'll make it a large button, and we'll make it a primary, which makes it sort of like a bluish color. Okay, and that'll be, we're gonna make a function so that the user can copy the newly generated password to their clipboard, and then they can paste it wherever they need it. Okay, good. And that is all we need, as you can see here. Let's do the CSS just to get that out of the way. I know everybody loves CSS, so I'm going to keep this asterisk here. Let me close this up. This asterisk here just applies to everything, so it's like a default thing. First, let's do the main wrap class. We're going to say top 0, left 0. Okay. Height, we're going to say 100. We're going to say 100 viewport heights, which will fill up the whole screen. We'll say background color 333, which is like a gray, slate gray type color. The text color will be FFF, which is white, which is short. Normally that's 6 Fs, but if you type 3, if they're all the same, it amounts to the same thing. We're going to display flex, justify content to the center. As you can see, VS Code is very helpful. Oops. We're going to align items to the center also. So this is going to put it dead in the center of the full screen. We're going to say text align just for the heck of it, so that all the text align. We're going to say flex direction column, so things line top and bottom, not left and right. Okay. Let's see. Okay, and then we need our input element, which is like that. And we're just going to say margin auto. I hope this looks decent. And text align center. Okay. Okay. Save that. There we go. Looks good. It's good enough. Okay, so let's move on from the CSS and let's do our actual. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Let's do our actual function. Okay, so let's close the CSS. Let's open up our main.js. Close this. Oops. Close that. I'm going to delete this console.log. Actually, I'll show you real quick. Inspect console. Are we running live here? Oh, right. Duh. So we have to bring in, at the end of our thing, we have to bring in our script. We have to bring in our file, our JS file, by providing a source of main.js. If this was in a folder called JS, we would do JS/, but it's not. So it's just like that. Okay, so you got to bring it in. And there we go. It says hello. Console.log. I'm going to delete that. Excuse me. And so we're going to create a function. I'm just going to go old school and do a function called generate characters. Okay. And we're going to pass in length. Okay. Open up our curly braces. And first we need to create the password variable so that we can manipulate it later. And we're going to set it equal to an empty string. Okay. Pretty simple. Start out. Now, we need to create our value, which is going to be our series of characters. Now, I might cut this part out, but basically I'm just going to type every letter of the alphabet, both uppercase and lowercase, and numbers 0 through 9, and then a few extra symbols like, you know, the question mark or whatever. So just bear with me while I do that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, Q, R, S, T. Hopefully I get this right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And then I'm going to do it lowercase. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And I think I missed a few letters. Guys, shut up. It's very late and I'm very tired. Here's our numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And, you know, I'll add the brackets, curly braces, regular brackets, slashes. Actually, no. These, the greater than and equal to sign, a dash, an underscore, exclamation point, question mark. And that's it for now. You get the idea. There are some characters that aren't allowed to be in passwords, but for this, it's good enough. So now, we need to calculate the length. Okay, so we need to know, you know, how long it's going to be. And we're going to do that by saying const, we'll say character, call character len for length, is going to be equal to value dot length. Okay, right, good. Now, how are we going to do this? So basically what needs to happen is we need something to go through this value of characters here, this long string of characters, and pick out ones at random. Okay? And so we needed to go through that at random and pick out random characters. And it needs to know when to stop, of course, as well. So the old tried and true for loop, so it's going to loop through the string each time. Okay? So we're going to do a for loop. Obviously, there's more than one way to do this, but this is the way I'm going to do it, especially in the beginning. We're going to say let I equal 0. And as long as I is greater than length, okay, it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going, iterating over through that. And then once it's done, we're going to append onto it. We're going to increase it. Okay, so we're going to take our password variable that we created up top, this empty string of characters, and we're going to append onto it, which means we're going to take whatever it currently is in the loop and we're going to append on something to it, which will be our value, dot char at, which is a JavaScript method. And we're going to use some math here to generate random, the random character. Math.random, which is a function. Then we're going to multiply that, if I can find my asterisk here, I'm using a new keyboard, times our char length. Sorry, that should be capital L. Char length, okay? And then at the end, we're going to return our password, okay? Good. Good. So outside of once our for loop goes through and does its job, and it appends on all the necessary characters of the from our string, from our value, it's going to return the password completed with all of the characters. Now we need to get document.get element by ID, and this is standard JavaScript to get the div, which is that password div, which is the right here, this input. So it's going to put it into the input field so that we can copy it a little bit easier. If it was just plain text, it would be a little bit difficult. So we're going to get the element of our input here, which is called this password div, and we're going to get the value of it. Okay, and we're going to assign to that value our gen char, and we're going to pass in we'll say 16, which is our function. Okay, so we get the element by its name or by its ID, we assign the value, and then we assign the value based on our function, which we pass in the length of 16. That should work. Let me fix this console over here so we can see a little better. And you know what, we'll also oops, I spelled this wrong. It should be DOC. Okay, and actually this needs to be outside of the function here. And let's also console.log gen char or gen character, we'll say 16. So it's also going to console.log it for us so we can see. And there we go. As you can see, they both are different. We get our generated series of 16 characters, same down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If I passed in, I don't know, 22, it would give us 22 characters up here, and I change this as well. If I change this to 3, it would give us 3 characters in the console.log and 22 up here. Right? Same as if I change this to 3, it would give us 3 characters. But, you know, if we want it secure, so we're going to keep it 16. I'm going to delete this console.log. Okay, so that's that. So that's how you generate a random series of characters, and each time you refresh the page, it gives you a different result, which is nice. Okay, so let's take care of this because that does nothing as of the moment, obviously. So I think for this we're going to go into our index.html file. I'm just going to do it right in here just for the sake of time. So I'm going to create a function. We'll just call it my function. I know, real original. My function. Okay, we don't need any parameters or arguments. We're going to open that up. We're going to say var copy text. Actually, it should be let, but whatever. It's late. Equals document. Okay. dot get element by ID, and we want still that password div because that's what we want to copy. Whoops, sorry, this should be in quotes. Let me scroll down so you guys can see here. So we're up here. These pop-ups are really annoying. So we want the password div. Okay, that's what we want from it. Good. So that's in there. Now we want to do copy text. We want to take that variable and we want to do a dot select, which is a JavaScript method to select it. Okay, pretty simple. And then document dot. Now this is a little bit specific, but this is how you do it. Dot. What is it? EXEC. Yes. Command. Execute command. Okay, and we want to do a copy. Okay, and then we're just going to, let's do an alert. It's just going to alert. We'll say copied, whoops, copied the text. And we'll come out here. This is real old school JavaScript, and we'll append on or add it to it our copy text dot value. So we'll just say your password was copied, and then it'll display, hopefully. And then on here we want to add an on click event so that when someone clicks the button, this function fires off. So it's on click, so we're going to do my function, call it. That's when we want to call, is when they click the button. So let's do it. Let's just refresh for good measure. This is our generated password. I'm going to copy. Let's see. This is good. Uncaught reference error. Copy text is not defined. Oh, okay. That's because we need, I forgot we need to go to w3.org, copy text. Whoops. So this, where the heck is it? It's this one. So w3.org, this is just allows you to do that. Whoops. As you can see, it did copy it. Whoops. Copy that. We want to do a link. Okay, hyperref. It's a type of it's a text slash HTML, and our href is that this URL here. Okay, good. Copied. Let's see, move this up here. Oh, I spelled this wrong. This right here, 1P, copy text. Save all. Let's see, our password is this. We're going to copy. There's our alert. Copy the text, and it gives that. I'm just going to come over here to VS Code and paste it in, and as you can see, there we are. It gives us, if we do it again, gives us this long thing, our password, our secure password, and there we go. And actually you can see test my password security, I think. How secure is my password? And if you enter in our password, it hides it. It would take a computer about 37 billion years to crack your password, as opposed to if I just typed in password 123, it would take 41 years. If I typed password, oh sorry, if I typed 1, 2, 3, 4, it would say, it would guess it instantly. All right. So listen, guys, video ran a little bit further than a little longer than I thought, but hopefully you got something out of this. I will upload this to my GitHub account, and I will provide the link in the description below. So please check for that. It's kind of fun. Listen, if you find a different and/or better way to do this, then please leave the link to your GitHub repo in the comment section, and I'd be glad to take a look at it and even show it on my channel. That'd be fine with me. So by all means, post it. And listen, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Please hit that subscribe button and the like button. And if you have any follow-up questions, please leave that in the comment below. I appreciate you watching. Thank you, and take care. I'll see you.